Hello and welcome to the Cranky Old Gamer. Today we're taking a look at a very popular property, Harry Potter Hogwarts Battle. This game has been out for a little while. It is from USAopoly, plays 2 to 4 players, and it is a cooperative deck building game. Now, it took a while for this game to grow on me. I don't like deck builders. I'm willing to give the genre another chance, but I played Dominion once, and it was one of the most boring games I've ever played. I know it's popular, no thanks. So I was a little bit recalcitrant to play this, and the first couple people I played this game with were they were Harry Potter fans, but they weren't board gamers. So I was kind of lukewarm on the game at first. However, recently played with somebody very special to me, and we were stuck indoors for the entire Hurricane Irma, and we thought, hey, we got 7 years of Harry Potter to play, let's go for it. I fell madly in love with it, I'm not gonna lie. This is actually a very solid game. It is a very simple game. It is designed more for Harry Potter fans than it is hardcore board gamers. But that doesn't mean that they made it cheap or easy. They definitely didn't make it easy. One of the coolest things about this game is that, as I said before, it's broken up into years. Each year has its own special little box, and year one, or game one, starts off with a very basic concept. It teaches you how to play a deck builder and how to play the very base rules, how to fight your villains, how to take control of your areas. And as you move further into the game, each year adds new rules. We thought that was really cool. My girlfriend is not a board gamer yet. She's loving it, but she's still learning. So this was a great way to introduce her to a lot of new concepts. You start learning about like stacking villains and having multiple villains out and having better cards that are a little bit more involved. And you gain character powers as you get further. You start learning how to mitigate the dark arts cards and the locations and the villains while building a better deck and trying to avoid the crappy cards, which there are a few. And by the end of the game, you've got villains, you've got Voldemort, you've got locations, you've got Horcruxes, you've got dice, you've got a little bit of everything, and you've been learning year by year, so they don't feel foreign or out of place. They're just one new concept that added to the whole. And that was really cool. This is a great game for learners. But just because it's good for learners does not mean that this game is easy. We actually lost quite a few games before we made it to year 7. But before I get into that, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the components, because that is where this game really shines. They spared no expense whatsoever. This game is beautiful. Take a look. One of the first things to look at, of course, is the box itself. If you take the lid off the whole thing, looks like an awesome case. You've got like hinges and locks, and I thought that was pretty cool. You open up, and you've got the Marauders map, but this is actually the game board. Instructions are large and clear, very well written, lots of color pictures. And there are little pockets. As each game is revealed and has new rules, you stick them in here. Now, I have taken the liberty of removing some things from the box. There are dice that go here. You don't find them until year 4. Kind of a spoiler, because they're not normal dice. Not going to show you what those look like. Players have their player boards with 10 health. Put your attack tokens here, your money here. Your draw deck goes here, your discard goes here, and your character and proficiency would go up at the top. You have 4 of those. They are very heavy cardboard. Inside, game 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And as you can see, game 1, way thicker than the rest, till game 4, and that's where stuff starts getting serious. And I don't mean serious black. Here, you have dividers for each character, which is cool. And then you have dividers for all your card types. And what I also like is they have these little plastic sleeves so that you can keep each year separate. What this helps you do is you can play any year at will. If I want to play year 4, I grab the cards for 1, 2, 3, and 4, shuffle them together. Or if I just want to play year 1, I just have to grab these by themselves. Behold the Harry Potter Hogwarts Battle board. Now you'll see there are spaces for just about everything. So the first thing we're going to put down are our Dark Arts cards. One of these is flipped every turn, and you resolve its effects, whether it be add 1 skull, active hero loses a heart and discards a card, stuff like that. Those are going to go here, and as you flip them, they go here. I'm only going to show you year 1, so right now your villains are just Quirrell, Malfoy, and Crabbe and Goyle. Shuffle those up. Drop them everywhere. Villains go right here. And at least for the start, you reveal 1. So we would be defeating Draco Malfoy. Every turn, every time a skull is added to the location, your active hero loses 2 health. We have to do 6 damage to Draco, and if we defeat him, we get to remove a skull from the location. That's pretty handy. Here we have our locations. Right now, all this does is we reveal 1 Dark Arts card event every turn. Same here. Later on, sometimes you'll have to deal more than 1. There are 4 health points here, to which you will add these nifty little control tokens. So we're going to put that here. And then we have our Hogwarts deck. Every player starts with their own deck of 10 cards, and then this goes here. The game is based on a currency of influence, but they're just coins, so we just call them money. As you gain money, you can buy cards. Like, for example, this one costs 4. Lumos, all heroes draw a card. So I would take this into my deck and replace with the top card. If I were to buy this Descendo for 5 coins, I would gain 2 attack power. Money and attack power are stored on my board throughout my turn, and I use these to buy things, and then I can take these and place them down here on the villain in order to defeat them. Cards are broken into 3 types. You have spells, which will have the wand action on the spell, as well as a description. You have items, which are items from the movies and the books. And then you have allies, which are photographic representations of characters, and each one can be affected by different things. There will be villains that affect you whenever you play an ally. There will be villains that affect you whenever you play an item, things like that. As I said, later in the game, things will get more complicated. You'll notice there are 3 spots for villains. In later games, after year 3, you will have 3 villains out of play. Right here, it is not marked, but this is where your Horcruxes go in year 7. Lastly, I do want to show off these. I think these are awesome. These are the control tokens you place on the locations. See if I can get within. These are heavy pewter. They are really nice. And there you have the components for Harry Potter Hogwarts Battle. As I said, the components are absolutely beautiful in this game, spared no expense. Now, the game does not hold your hand very long. The first year 1, year 2, oh, you're easy. There's no threat. You're gonna fight some simple villains like, ooh, baby Draco, or Crabbe and Goyle. Oh no, they're bullies. Right when you get around like year 4, that's when the game goes, okay, so you know how to play? Cool. Here comes the Cruciatus Curse. And it gets really tough. You start off by fighting little weak villains, but by the end you're fighting like Fenrir Greyback, Bellatrix Lestrange. You've got Barty Crouch in there, the Dementors. You've got Death Eaters. You've got all kinds of really tough villains, but you also have them balanced out with those early villains because every game you add the previous villains to the new villains. So by year 7, you are fighting the villains from game 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and Voldemort. We beat year 7. Oh, we beat year 7. Took us 2.5 hours of just slow and steady. Took a lot of strategy, took a lot of planning, but we did it. And you bet, when I laid the last of that damage on Voldemort, I yelled out, Avada Kedavra. Girlfriend yelled at me because Harry technically yells Expelliarmus to get the Elder Wand. Don't care, I wanted him dead. You hear me? Dead. As I said, later games start introducing all kinds of new concepts. You get dice, you get Horcruxes, you get proficiencies. And as you progress, of course, your characters are learning, they're getting further along in their Hogwarts education, so they start getting abilities. It was just a little bit sad that out of all the characters you can play, Hermione, Ron, Harry, and Neville, Harry's kind of the worst. He's not very good. All Harry does is gain you some extra attack power if you're healing locations, and that's not bad, but it's not great. But Neville can heal everybody. I'm a little biased. I played Neville. I kept us all happy and healthy. So, if you're a fan of the Harry Potter series, which, come on, who isn't? I highly recommend this game. Even if you don't like deck builders like I didn't, this game is fantastic. If I have any advice to you, it is this: when you are playing, don't focus on the villain, focus on removing control tokens from the locations. Those are gonna go fast. If you don't mitigate that, you're gonna die real fast. All right, guys, thank you all for watching. I hope you guys have had a good time. I hope you've noticed different background. I got a Calyx shelf. Very excited about this. I finally have room for more games. The two shelves that you saw before, I was out of space. I was stacking games on my coffee table. My roommate was ready to kill me. So now I have lots of room for more new games. But yeah, I hope you guys have had a good time. Please do check out my website, thecrankyoldgamer.com. Check out my Instagram, thecrankyoldgamer. I do post lots of cool pictures. And if you like what you've seen and you want to help me out a little bit, please do check out my Patreon. It is at the end of the credits. And if you donate, you get your name in the credits. All right, guys, thank you all for watching. Once again, this has been Harry Potter Hogwarts Battle. We'll see you later.